Welcome to April's video of my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about a foundation called Arise Foundation. They are working against slavery and human trafficking. They are doing some wonderful work and I think they are working towards a just society. Their motto is World Without Slavery and I completely agree. They are doing so much work from around the world where the slavery and the human trafficking is the most and a real problem, that it will be impossible for me to do justice to Arise Foundation in this introductory video. So we will be talking to some of the office bearers of Arise Foundation in a video of June, which I will be doing about Arise Foundation. Again, this is more an introductory video of Arise Foundation. Please look at it. Their all information and resources are in description. Their website, please go through their website. They are doing some amazing work and I really appreciate what they are doing and kudos to them. So please look forward to the next video which I'll be doing in June with Arise. And this video is basically about some stories of girls who are the victim of this heinous trade from Syria, from Philippines, and the impact of the Ukraine war. And we'll talk about it more in the next video.
Slavery still exists. Here. Now. Over 40 million people around the world are living as slaves. Tricked into forced labor, trapped into prostitution, brutalized for their organs. Slavery is on your doorstep. It's in your neighborhood, hiding in plain sight. Slavery is a single mother from Hungary who moves to London on the promise of a better life for her little daughter, only to find that her employment agency were criminal and stole her money. Prostitution was her only way of surviving. Slavery is a girl of 13 who was sold by her own uncle into domestic labor. She works punishing days, sold on from family to family who torture and rape her, who say her money will be sent home. Nothing is ever paid. Slavery is shockingly ordinary. But the world is waking up. Hundreds of on-the-ground organizations are working hard to end it, making powerful networks and finding the best local solutions worldwide. But right now, only 2% of all funding goes directly to groups like these. Arise is shifting that. Donations to Arise go directly to the people on the ground. Through Arise, the Hungarian mother escaped prostitution and found nursing work, and the girl of 13 was able to return home to her despairing parents. Just 2 of thousands we've helped with your money. But thousands more are still held captive. Help us to get to them. Let's end slavery together.
This is what happened when I was 12 years old, naked in front of the camera. I was born in the mountain and we're 12 siblings and I'm 11 youngest girl, and I really wanted to study and to finish study to help my parents. We are so many in the house of my recruiter. There's a 1-year-old, 6 years old, and 5-year-old, 16 years old, and me. The customer was from other country, from some US, Norway, Germany, and and then he's going to meet us here in Philippines, and then going to bring us in hotel. He's going to using me, and then my recruiter is using us too. It's always happening about 5 years before we rescued. On November 14, we rescued by police in the house. Now he's in prison. I'm now comfortable and safe.
I want to tell this story about what happened in Syria. But if we go back in our family, how come we pay to borrow the money that borrow us? I'm not quit. I decide to go in Syria. You cannot use a mobile here in Syria. You don't read your contract. Your contract here in Syria is 3 years. You don't have day off. You cannot call your husband, your family. What happened here? I'm work for 8 months and we don't have salary. We are like slaves, When I was in hospital, they bring me in hospital because they need for the medication of my face. And at that time, I decided to run away.
Jess and I recently returned from Romania, where our network is responding to evolving trafficking risks fueled by the war in Ukraine.
Millions of Ukrainians on the move to escape the fighting, heading for the border with neighbouring countries.
The Ukrainian authorities say Russia fired 8 missiles.
This is the hell that's Lissy Shanks.
Our network have identified severe risks across the border regions.
We had an experience of identifying 6 girls who were crossing the border from Ukraine. They were going to Germany, didn't know where, didn't know for what reason, didn't know how much it was going to cost them.
These exceptional people, many of whom have dedicated their lives to this incredibly difficult work, are addressing the changing situation at the Ukrainian border and beyond.
We're doing informed session to all the refugees, and we're informing about all the warning signs about human traffic, and we provide all the information needed, emergency contacts, and we're doing also individualized safety plan to track all their points through all their journey.
Most refugees who have fled Ukraine have already been absorbed by the rest of Europe.
The reality is that this war's been going on since the 24th of February. Reports of women, children turning up in brothels in Athens, in Amsterdam. However, in Ukraine there are still over 6 million internally displaced people. They face, in my opinion, the biggest risks of trafficking. It's the first point of vulnerability. And we can't ignore the fact that in the first month or so of the war, there have been reports of over 2,000 children that have gone missing from within Ukraine.
Many NGOs cannot access Ukraine at this time, but our model of supporting local groups already doing this life-saving work gives us an incredible opportunity to prevent trafficking at source.